Hi everyone, now as you know, here in Apologue's YouTube channel, we're always talking about figuring out your why, figuring out your passion, what you're meant to do in your life. And this is something you see everywhere too, right? Figure out your passion, what your passions are, what you're meant to do in your life. And it makes sense because you hear these beautiful stories about people who figure out what they wanted to do in their life, who figure out their passions, and they're able to wake up every single morning feeling motivated, feeling like $1,000,000 and moving closer towards that greater goal. You also hear people who found passion and found purpose in their careers and in their jobs, and suddenly work doesn't feel like work anymore. Suddenly you don't dread going to your 9 to 5. Suddenly you don't dread waking up in the morning to start your work. So if it's so beautiful and if finding your purpose and finding your why is so powerful and can make you a more productive and happier person, why don't people just figure it out? Why don't people just find their whys? But you see, it's not always that easy, right? There are a lot of people out there who are still figuring things out, who still don't really know what they're meant to do. And that's okay. It's completely okay to not figure out what you want to do yet, and so completely okay to not have it all figured out yet. The truth is, no one has, right? People might be a bit further down the line and might know a little bit about what makes them happy, what they're meant to do. But the truth of it all is, don't feel rushed. Take your time, be patient with yourself. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you the activity that I did when I had no clue about what I wanted to do with my life. Now this activity has given me a bit more clarity as to what my passion and what my purpose is, and it really set the stage and got the ball rolling as to how to figure out my why and purpose in life. And this activity is something that I actually borrowed from this book, right? Find Your Why by Simon Sinek. Right? This book, again, it changed my life. It really helped me figure out what I'm about and what my biggest values are and what I really care about in your life. So this book actually runs through the entire process on how you can better identify what you're meant to do in your life. But just to give you a really brief rundown, first thing you need to do is find a friend, right? Find someone who you can really trust, who can really share your life stories with. Now once you've found that friend or that person that you really trust, good, put them on hold, tell them what you're trying to do. And what you need to do next is to really take a moment by yourself in your room, go back to your childhood, right, from your earliest memory to whatever age you are at right now, and think about your highs and your lows. Think about the first thing that comes to your mind when you think about being successful, something that made you really happy, right? Write that down, whether it's graduating from high school, or how you felt when you asked your crush out on a first date, or how you felt when you got an award, or you played the sport, or whatever it is, right? Whatever points in your life that comes into your head, just write them down and really take your time to really write it down, no matter how big or how small these successes are. As long as they made you happy and as long as you can remember it, it tells you something. Now the next thing that you need to do is to write down the things that your low points in life, right? From your earliest memory, go all the way back and go year to year. What are the things that you remember in your life where it didn't feel as good, where you felt disappointed, where you felt sad, where you felt like you weren't living to your full potential, right? Maybe it's failing a course, maybe it's getting rejected, maybe it's being in a group and not getting your voice heard, things like that, right? Little points in your life, and be as specific as possible. Really frame out that event and what happened, and really write it down. Write down those low points. Now once you have all your high points and low points, the next thing you need to do is to get together with your friend. And what your friend needs to do is super important. Two things that he or she needs to do. Number one is to ask you why. And it makes sense, right? We're trying to figure out your why, figure out what you're meant to do in your life. So all he needs to do is really drill down on those events. For example, right, when you say, okay, I felt really happy when I got a good grade for this course. And what he needs to do is to keep asking you why. Why did you feel happy? Why this course specifically? Why did this make you feel happier than this other event, right? Things like that. So really drill down, and when he asks you those questions, it's gonna probe some questions and some answers and some discussion, and then you're able to go even deeper into that event and that point in your life. And what your friend needs to do as he asks these questions is to write down themes and things that sort of match, right? For example, when you're sharing with him or her your different events or your different high points or your different low points, you're gonna start to see some overlap, right? How come you're happy here, but you're also happy here? For example, if you feel unhappy when when you failed this course back in 7th grade, and also you felt unhappy when you were punished in public in class, right? Maybe there are some themes that overlap. So once you and your friend have identified the different themes in your life from these high and low points, now the next step is to really weigh the importance of these different themes, right? For example, if you figure out that, okay, you feel really happy, you feel really motivated when you are able to help people, or when it's something involving helping others, how does that weigh against feeling happy when you are being recognized for something, right? Really weighing that out. And once you have that is when you are able to draft your why statement. And what a why statement looks like, as you can see on the screen here, is to something which is a contribution that you want to make to the world, to your community, whatever it is, so that you can blah blah blah, which is make an impact. What kind of impact you want to make? But just to share with you my why statement, since we're on this topic, my why statement is to inspire and empower young adults around the world through personal development, entrepreneurship, and guided self-help, so that they don't lose their ability to dream. And once you have your draft of your why statement, this is when you go out to your friends, to your peers, and you test it out, right? Share your why statement with them and see if it resonates. This is when you're able to refine it. It's going to go through a process of refining and getting better and better, and then at the end of it, you're going to have your why statement. Now again, this is a really brief overview of what the book really does and what the activity really does. So I really recommend that you get the book, get a friend, and really go through it together. I'm sure it will make a really profound impact in your life. So again, if you don't know what you're meant to do in your life yet, if you still are trying to figure things out, don't worry, there's no rush. But really take time to figure out what you're about and figure out your why in life, and what really matters to you, what your values are, things that are important to you. And from there, I can guarantee that your purpose and your passion and what you're meant to do in your life will slowly mold and will slowly form, and you will figure it out very, very soon. Now again, Apologue's vision is to help people around the world to better identify their purpose so that they can accelerate their growth and live a more fulfilling life. Once again, my name is James Lau. If you haven't yet, give us a like. Make sure you subscribe for weekly videos like this. Make sure you share this video with a friend who might find value in this, and I'll see you in the next one.